guys, it's TRIZE here, formerly known as Mr. Jack and 000, back with Automation the Car Company Tycoon game in the most powerful engine series. We're going to be building the most smallest but powerful inline 6 engine as of right now. This is the final inline engine of this portion of the series. About a few weeks ago, my video from the old channel of making the most powerful i4 engine, which had 2,161.5 horsepower, was broken. A user by the name of Forgotten Mustard beat my record by 10 horsepower. Like before, I give credit for him beating my record, which he also beat my i6 build about 6 months ago. Making these kinds of engines takes time and knowledge of getting the most power as possible, even if it breaks the bank, making it impossible to recreate in real life. So now, here's how I managed to make this little engine as powerful as possible that revs higher than a 2JZ. So first of all, for the year, as always, bring the year up to the year of 2020 to get the most performance, reliability, and everything about the engine. And for the inline 6 engine, you can choose any block material you want. We were choosing magnesium because it's lightweight and very expensive. For the family capacity here, you do set this squared off to 50 millimeters of the bore and stroke to get the engine size for the family capacity at 589 cubic centimeters, and we're going to be using dual overhead cam 5 valves made out of whatever head material you can choose from. For the crank con rods and pistons, they gotta be the strongest as possible, so built steel crankshaft, lightweight titanium con rods, and lightweight forged pistons. And for the varying capacity, set this down for the bore at 45 millimeters and the stroke at 42.5 millimeters to get the true engine size of 405.6 cubic centimeters, or around 406 cc's. And also, do set the quality to a plus 15 for everything you see here to get the most performance, reliability, everything. For the compression, you set this at a pretty high 11:3:1 ratio right here, and the cam profile maxed out to 100 and VVT at all cams. It seems like all the other engines have like this type of setup, it seems like. It's pretty much like the Master Tune or something, kind of like the naturally aspirated engines that I made months ago. So for the turbocharger, of course, ball bearing turbos with the intercooler, set this to 299 horsepower. The compressor, set this down to 33 millimeters, a few clicks down. Turbine, set this down quite a bit to a 25.5 millimeters. The AR ratio maxed out to a 1.4, including a max boost at 43.5 psi. For the fuel system, you probably know the drill about this one. We're using a direct injection throttle per cylinder racing tank running on ultimate fuel with the fuel mixture maxed out to a 10.0. The ignition timing set it to the Master Tune of 75 like my other engines, and the RPM raises up to 10,000 RPM. It's a high revving engine, folks. For the exhaust, our only option we got here is a short cast header, same thing with a single exhaust, but with the exhaust diameter, set this up to a 57.1 millimeters, which gets it to 2.25 inches. And of course, no cats, no mufflers, bring the quality up, and we do get the horsepower rating of 177.5 horsepower at 8,600 RPM, the torque at 116 pounds-feet of torque at 7,500 RPM. And with this engine, there is no knocking, no valve fault whatsoever. As you can see, no current warnings, no knocking, none of this whatsoever. Even no stress for the torque and RPM, none of that whatsoever. And also, even I said this before, if you take a look at the flow graph here, especially for the compressor here, if the engine does run kind of janky, like if the turbocharger keeps overheating, if you were to export this kind of engine to BeamNG Drive, you can increase the compressor size if you want, but do take notice that you're losing power doing so. So 33 millimeters is the way to go. So in just a sec, I'm going to give you here what this engine sounds like. I'm going to play around with it with the manual testing mode, and while doing so, I'll cycle through all the graphs on here, starting from the power and torque, torque and boost, torque and efficiency, power and efficiency, and after doing so, I'll show you the engine that is ripped apart except for the headers and turbochargers that see this glow red while doing some fake gear shifts, and that's going to be ending off our video right there. So now, let's give you here what this engine sounds like right now. It's an interesting sounding engine, but it sucks. The turbocharger pretty much drowns the noise out like in every engine build here. So that'll do it with Automation the Car Company Tycoon game with this powerful but small inline 6 engine. Since these engines are completed, I'll head off on building the V engines in the future. While version 4.2 might be coming out sometime soon, I'll wait for that update to take effect since it'll overhaul and perfect the game's physics on turbochargers. I don't know when that version will be released, but when it comes out, that's where you'll see more videos in this series. And for those who are interested in this type of content, please be sure to like and subscribe so you won't miss out on any videos like this in the future, including my automation to BeamNG Drive videos too. So this is TRIZE rising up and signing out.